Thank you. Uh, Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure presenting to this, what I think is a very important forum in terms of forging the partnership between technology, this technology, and the human creativity. My name is Amit Patnaik. I am a partner with KPMG in India. And here's a thought. We all know how the feeling when AI makes a mistake. It is it is frustrating, it is infuriating, and but it is oddly satisfying because it seems like imperfections are not exclusive to us humans at all. Yet we give ourselves the leeway of being human, while if AI makes a mistake, it is probably a complete failure. So today I'm going to talk about that why AI mistakes are a good thing and how it is pointing us to our next big breakthrough. In the 1920s, Alexander Fleming left a petri dish in his lab, and when he came back, he saw it contaminated with mold. He chose to investigate it, and we discovered penicillin through it. Years later, an engineer working with radar technology found a chocolate bar melted in his pocket, and that led for us to invent microwave. What we see here is the best of human innovation oddly follows a very simple principle. The best breakthroughs do not come from perfect plans. Instead, they come from a very brilliant deviation. Working with AI is almost the same. Mr. Lalit, Shailaja both talked about innovation and how important it is and how critical it is. I'm trying to just give you a little bit of nuggets as to how do we think about it, and some experiences from the work that we are doing with some of our clients. The thought here is that we as GCC leaders are measured on our effectiveness. We have built world-class operations, with very high levels of accuracy, flawless execution. But the point is that does our obsession with precision actually causing some kind of blindness when we are working with AI? Is it that, if the cost of accuracy, if it is low, and that low cost of accuracy is probably insignificant compared to the value of a particular insight, then what would you do? Probably they are the right choices for AI interventions, right? And that is where probably you bring in AI to have certain kind of interventions. We see a lot of agentic systems coming in, and agentic systems do a part of it. Humans can add their own creativity and build on top of it, right? For instance, in a financial firm's AI for fraud detection suddenly started flagging some transactions that were seemingly legitimate, low value purchases. However, the team initially thought of dismissing that because it signaled a potential error. However, when they investigated it, they found out that AI has actually uncovered a particularly sophisticated way of fraud, of grooming accounts, where they are doing microtransactions to test out the stolen credit cards. The only indicator to this threat was the imperfect flagging that AI has done, right? So and therefore there are certain things that are hidden that we need to pay attention to. Imperfections actually lead us to better design. There is a certain framework that you can follow to make certain parts of your problem very, very deterministic. What do I mean by that? There are in an agentic workflow, Shailaja spoke a little bit about that. You know, there are systems of different agents that are there. LLM by definition are not deterministic. However, there are certain parts that you follow to that you can, if you can make it deterministic, any anomaly then rises out of it, stands out, and then it calls you out for paying special attentions. So, for example, I mean, incidentally, in coding, coding assistance, one of the newer concepts is about specify, right? And what it says that agents will build it properly because the specs have told them what to build. The plan has told them how exactly do they build. The tasks have defined where exactly what agents need to work on at a particular time. And once we implement them perfectly, what we really need to do is to keep our minds open and look for curiosity and look at things that we ordinarily would not look at, and that would probably give us a certain indication as to what would go wrong, and then we would explore it with our creativity, right? I mean, the last point that I just wanted to mention is that about curiosity, right? The question isn't about how accurate the AI is. It's not about 100% accuracy, sorry. The biggest bottleneck is also not about what is the precision of the model. I think the most important part is, do we actually have the ability to build systems that have appetite for some kind of curiosity? You know, there is a concept of self-discover agents. You know, they have been built so that once a big problem is broken down into smaller tasks, we can apply reasoning at each task step by step, and that becomes the core principles of how an agent actually works. If I have to dig a little bit deeper technically, there are three important aspects in this particular approach. And the fact is that one is that you find out the right reasoning module that is required for the problem to be solved. You adapt it to each task, some variations of the reasoning module, and then you implement it so that you can come up with a structured reasoning plan, right? So this is the core of how agents are actually able to work. And additionally, it also follows the approach how humans actually learn from their past experiences, prior knowledge to solve a particular problem. And the idea is to look for certain kind of anomalies, focus on the anomalies, find the anomalies, and then once you have a structured way of working, find and go deeper into that. Lastly, I would like to just say that, you know, as GCC leaders, if you choose to build a culture in which you empower your team to look at behind the why and figure out that why a certain anomaly is presenting itself, I mean, that would cause you to, create opportunity instead of conformity. And that is how you use AI as a partner in your discovery and not just a tool for your optimization. So with that, as it was pointed out in the previous discussion as well, the era of using AI just to make things better, makes more perfect, has probably over. Now I think the competitive advantage is gained by those who are going to look for things that others are not. So the next time you're building an agentic AI system, let's say an anomaly presents itself, I hope you choose to investigate it and not disregard it, because that might be the start of your next big breakthrough. Thank you so much.